Welcome to our job interview, Mr. De Sosa.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad you found the way.
Yes.
So, I'm just going to start with a couple of questions to see how you are as a potential employee. So, maybe tell me something about yourself.
Well, to begin with, I am a student of Hanze University in Groningen, the Netherlands. I studied international business in there. But before that, I actually did international high schools, and I lived in 4 countries before my age of 20. So, and after all of that, I could realize that my passion lies on management, and management of international people, different people. Because when you look at management, you see that you need to understand people, not only the content you're working towards. And I would say that is one of my passions.
Okay, sounds pretty nice. So maybe you can link this also to your strengths?
Yes, of course. One of the strengths I have is that I can speak multiple languages. I am fluent in Portuguese, English, I have a good Spanish, and I'm currently learning German. But aside from little strengths, I am very good at management, as I already mentioned. And part of that is because I have really good people skills. I am normally able to understand how the mind of people work, and I am really good at changing myself to be the person that is going to help this other person to achieve something. So in a group, you have different types of groups. Sometimes you have to do a project, but you can tell that your group is weak. Or sometimes you can tell your group is strong. And for me, it's very easy to notice that. And also, whenever the group is weak, I can tell that I need to be a more task-oriented person, and I can do the switch very easily. I can just focus on the task and on the completion and help them finish their task. But whenever the group is really hardworking, and you can see the quality from the group, you don't need to be very task-oriented. Then you can be very relationship-oriented to make sure that everybody is feeling good, everybody is happy, everybody has a good relationship with each other. So, yeah, that's an example on how well I believe I do management.
Okay, it sounds pretty good. Maybe you can also show us the opposite, so what are your weaknesses?
So, my biggest weakness is that whenever I'm working under pressure, I normally feel that I physically hurt myself as I don't sleep as well, I don't eat as well. Because every time I do something for a company, I always put the most amount of effort possible because I want to achieve very high quality on my work. But whenever I'm under pressure, that means that the deadline is approaching and I don't have as much time. I normally prioritize the work over my actual health, and though it's a bit unhealthy for me and sometimes I can be a bit negative with people because of lack of sleep or lack of food, I always deliver high quality.
Okay. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So, going step by step, on the first 2 to 3 years of working in the company, I see myself developing my skills, going from not only a student of a university, but an actual worker that understands how the business works, that is a part of the business. And after I aim to be at a higher position after 3 years. After that, I see myself managing many groups, not only one, but many groups at the same time to achieve different projects. So having a lot of people below my umbrella.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. And why do you want to work in this company?
You see, I understand that this company is the biggest publisher there is. But I don't just want to work here because of how much money the company makes or how big the company is. I want to work here because I know the company has a lot of quality. Quality towards their workers, quality towards what they produce. I know that all the workers here in the company really enjoy working here because they know that their voices are heard inside the company. They know that the company actually cares about people, and they know that people rise, and I know that people rise fast in the company because the business gives us a chance, especially for the newer people who start. So it's more because I know that my development is going to be much more thorough and much more enjoyable in this company than in many others. And I know that there's more opportunities for growth in this company as is the biggest publisher there is.
Okay, so in the previous years we had a lot of change in this company, and my question is, how do you handle this type of change?
I handle change very well. I actually enjoy change quite a bit. Just for a bit of background, I've already mentioned I've lived in 4 countries within 20 years. And every time you move a country, you have to change your entire life. You change your lifestyle, you change the things you eat, you change the way you talk, the languages you talk, the type of friendships you make. And not only have I learned with all those changes that came to my life when I was a kid especially, but I also learned to... Hello?
Zijn jullie hier bezig? Gaan jullie,
Yeah, we just had an interview.
Yeah.
When are you done? Because
5 minutes. Yeah, just continue.
So I would say I can handle changes very well because I'm used to them. And normally I think that life gets very mundane when there's no change. When you do the exact same thing every single day, life gets sort of boring. So a lot of people see change as a negative thing, but I actually see it as a positive thing because it means that I have to learn new things, learn new skills, learn about new cultures, new things. And this excites me a lot. This keeps me going.
Okay, this sounds pretty good. And of course, with change, there's always new pressure. And that's also a main question of this interview. Do you work well under pressure?
I do work under pressure. I had plenty of experience, both in school and in university. But I actually like pressure. I feel like I work better under pressure. Whenever there's pressure, it means that the deadline of something is coming up. And that excites me, because whenever you have a deadline, that means that you can see the final product being made. The thing that you have worked so hard and for so long, now it is finally one thing. You have achieved what you wanted. And also, whenever there's not much pressure, sometimes I feel a little bit demotivated to work because I don't see the future, I don't see the vision, because I'm just working on little parts and having plenty of time to do my work. Whenever there's pressure, I get into the job. People get into the job, people communicate more. Your mind also gets into the job. You concentrate on it, and it becomes basically your life, what you're doing, and that's good. And the fact that you're going to be done with that the work that you have been working with for so long is actually coming to an end is always exciting for me.
Okay, sounds also pretty interesting. And how do you make important decisions when it comes to decision making?
So I have some guidelines that I set myself to make important decisions whenever they are needed. So the first thing I always do is I look at all information that is related to whatever I am making a judgment about, because I want to know all of the sides of the problem to create a solution. I never just jump straight into conclusions. Once I know all the insights, I always think of something, create something myself, rather than asking other people what they think about it, because I don't want to be biased by their point of views. I really want to create my own decisions, because they reflect the way I think. And if a manager hires me because he likes the way I think, I want him to see that reflected on my decisions. After I have my own decision, I always take into consideration the decision of everybody around me, and I ask their feedback on my decision, because it's never perfect. you always need feedback of people to improve your decision. Sometimes your decision is completely scrapped because somebody simply has one that is better than yours, but at least you brought something original to the table. But that's how I go about it.
Okay. Our team and our whole organization is pretty team-oriented, and
Yes.
we work in every department inside a team. So, how well do you work with the team?
I work very well with the team. As I already explained, my passion lies working with people, working a team, sharing the responsibility of achieving something great with somebody. I work better on a team than I work by myself. Though I can do really good work by myself, I can put a lot of quality on my self-work, it doesn't fulfill me as much. Because I'm a really extrovert person, I like meeting new people all the time. I like talking to people, I like exchanging information, and I really like having other people's insights to my work. So whenever I work alone, I feel like my work is not as good. But with the team, that's why I'm applying to this job, is because I know the job is very team-oriented, and that's where not only my strengths lie, but my passion also lies in that. And I wanna bring my skills to your company to help your teams work better.
Okay. Sounds like a pretty passionate employee. And yeah, so do you have any questions left?
Yes. So, what would you say is the rate in between teamwork and alone work in the company? How much percent is each?
I think that it's, yeah, you can't really put it into percentages, but I think that it's, yeah, 50-50 around. What I would say it like this, and yeah, it's like I already said, pretty team-oriented. So you basically always work in a team. You always finish your work in a team. Of course, you also have like individual tasks, but it's also most of the time team-oriented, and that's also where we put the focus on, because that's worked out for brought us the best results if we have constantly teams who always seek new opportunities, who always seek for the new best outcomes. So yeah, that's how I would answer your question.
I see, very well.
Okay. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Thank you for your time.